Leviticus chapters 7 through 9. And this is the law of the trespass offering. It is most holy. In the place where they kill the burnt offering shall they kill the trespass offering, and the blood thereof shall he sprinkle upon the altar round about. And he shall offer it of all the fat thereof, the fat tail, and the fat that covereth the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the loins, and the caul upon the liver, with the kidney shall he take away. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar for an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. It is a trespass offering. Every male among the priests shall eat thereof. It shall be eaten in a holy place. It is most holy. As is the sin offering, so is the trespass offering. There is one law for them. The priest that maketh atonement therewith, he shall have it. And the priest that offereth any man's burnt offering, even the priest shall have to himself the skin of the burnt offering which he hath offered. And every meal offering that is baken in the oven, and all that is dressed in the frying pan, and on the baking pan, shall be the priest that offereth it. And every meal offering mingled with oil or dry shall all the sons of Aaron have, one as well as another. And this is the law of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which one shall offer unto Jehovah. If he offer it for a thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and cakes mingled with oil, of fine flour soaked. With cakes of leavened bread he shall offer his oblation with the sacrifice of his peace offerings for thanksgiving. And of it he shall offer one out of each oblation for a heave offering unto Jehovah. It shall be the priest that sprinkleth the blood of the peace offerings. And the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings for thanksgiving shall be eaten on the day of his oblation. He shall not leave any of it until the morning. But if the sacrifice of his oblation be a vow or a freewill offering, it shall be eaten on the day that he offereth his sacrifice, and on the morrow that which remaineth of it shall be eaten. But that which remaineth of the flesh of the sacrifice on the 3rd day shall be burnt with fire. And if any of the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings be eaten on the 3rd day, it shall not be accepted, neither shall it be imputed unto him that offereth it. It shall be an abomination, and the soul that eateth of it shall bear his iniquity. And the flesh that toucheth any unclean thing shall not be eaten. It shall be burnt with fire. And as for the flesh, every one that is clean shall eat thereof. But the soul that eateth of the flesh of the sacrifice of peace offerings that pertain unto Jehovah, having his uncleanness upon him, that soul shall be cut off from his people. And when any one shall touch any unclean thing, the uncleanness of man, or an unclean beast, or any unclean abomination, and eat of the flesh of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which pertain unto Jehovah, that soul shall be cut off from his people. And Jehovah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Ye shall eat no fat of ox or sheep or goat, and the fat of that which dieth of itself, and the fat of that which is torn of beasts, shall be used for any other service, but ye shall in no wise eat of it. For whosoever eateth the fat of the beast, of which men offer an offering made by fire unto Jehovah, even the soul that eateth it shall be cut off from his people. And ye shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of bird or of beast, in any of your dwellings. Whosoever it be that eateth any blood, that soul shall be cut off from his people. And Jehovah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, He that offereth the sacrifice of his peace offerings unto Jehovah shall bring his oblation unto Jehovah out of the sacrifice of his peace offerings. His own hand shall bring the offerings of Jehovah made by fire. The fat with the breast shall he bring, that the breast may be waved for a wave offering before Jehovah. And the priest shall burn the fat upon the altar, but the breast shall be Aaron's and his sons'. And the right thigh shall ye give unto the priest for a heave offering out of the sacrifices of your peace offerings. He among the sons of Aaron that offereth the blood of the peace offerings and the fat shall have the right thigh for a portion. For the wave breast and the heave thigh have I taken of the children of Israel out of the sacrifices of their peace offerings, and have given them unto Aaron the priest and unto his sons as their portion forever from the children of Israel. This is the anointing portion of Aaron, and the anointing portion of his sons, out of the offerings of Jehovah made by fire in the day when he presented them to minister unto Jehovah in the priest's office. which Jehovah commanded to be given them of the children of Israel in the day that he anointed them. It is their portion forever throughout their generations. This is the law of the burnt offering, of the meal offering, and of the sin offering, and of the trespass offering, and of the consecration, and of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which Jehovah commanded Moses in Mount Sinai in the day that he commanded the children of Israel to offer their oblations unto Jehovah in the wilderness of Sinai. And Jehovah spake unto Moses, saying, Take Aaron and his sons with him, and the garments, and the anointing oil, and the bullock of the sin offering, and the 2 rams, and the basket of unleavened bread, and assemble thou all the congregation at the door of the tent of meeting. And Moses did as Jehovah commanded him, and the congregation was assembled at the door of the tent of meeting. And Moses said unto the congregation, This is the thing which Jehovah hath commanded to be done. And Moses brought Aaron and his sons, and washed them with water, and he put upon him the coat, and girded him with the girdle, and clothed him with the robe, and put the ephod upon him. And he girded him with the skillfully woven band of the ephod, and bound it unto him therewith. And he placed the breastplate upon him, and in the breastplate he put the Urim and the Thummim. And he set the mitre upon his head, and upon the mitre in front did he set the golden plate, the holy crown, as Jehovah commanded Moses. And Moses took the anointing oil, and anointed the tabernacle, and all that was therein, and sanctified them. And he sprinkled thereof upon the altar 7 times, and anointed the altar and all its vessels, and the laver and its base, to sanctify them. And he poured of the anointing oil upon Aaron's head, and anointed him to sanctify him. And Moses brought Aaron's sons, and clothed them with coats, and girded them with girdles, and bound head tires upon them, as Jehovah commanded Moses. And he brought the bullock of the sin offering, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands upon the head of the bullock of the sin offering. And he slew it, and Moses took the blood, and put it upon the horns of the altar round about with his finger, and purified the altar, and poured out the blood at the base of the altar, and sanctified it to make atonement for it. And he took all the fat that was upon the inwards, and the caul of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and their fat, and Moses burned it upon the altar. But the bullock, and its skin, and its flesh, and its dung, he burnt with fire without the camp, as Jehovah commanded Moses. And he presented the ram of the burnt offering, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands upon the head of the ram. And he killed it, and Moses sprinkled the blood upon the altar round about. And he cut the ram into its pieces, and Moses burnt the head, and the pieces, and the fat, and he washed the inwards and the legs with water. And Moses burnt the whole ram upon the altar. It was a burnt offering for a sweet savor. It was an offering made by fire unto Jehovah, as Jehovah commanded Moses. And he presented the other ram, the ram of consecration. And Aaron and his sons laid their hands upon the head of the ram, and he slew it. And Moses took of the blood thereof, and put it upon the tip of Aaron's right ear, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And he brought Aaron's sons, and Moses put of the blood upon the tip of their right ear, and upon the thumb of their right hand, and upon the great toe of their right foot. And Moses sprinkled the blood upon the altar round about. And he took the fat, and the fat tail, and all the fat that was upon the inwards, and the caul of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and their fat, and the right thigh, and out of the basket of unleavened bread that was before Jehovah he took 1 unleavened cake, and 1 cake of oiled bread, and 1 wafer, and placed them on the fat, and upon the right thigh. And he put the whole upon the hands of Aaron, and upon the hands of his sons, and waved them for a wave offering before Jehovah. And Moses took them from off their hands, and burnt them on the altar upon the burnt offering. They were a consecration for a sweet savor. It was an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. And Moses took the breast, and waved it for a wave offering before Jehovah. It was Moses' portion of the ram of consecration, as Jehovah commanded Moses. And Moses took of the anointing oil, and of the blood which was upon the altar, and sprinkled it upon Aaron, upon his garments, and upon his sons, and upon his sons' garments with him, and sanctified Aaron, his garments, and his sons' garments with him. And Moses said unto Aaron and to his sons, Boil the flesh at the door of the tent of meeting, and there eat it, and the bread that is in the basket of consecration, as I commanded, saying, Aaron and his sons shall eat it. And that which remaineth of the flesh and of the bread shall ye burn with fire, and ye shall not go out from the door of the tent of meeting 7 days, until the days of your consecration be fulfilled. For he shall consecrate you 7 days, as hath been done this day. So Jehovah hath commanded to do, to make atonement for you. And at the door of the tent of meeting shall ye abide day and night 7 days, and keep the charge of Jehovah, that ye die not. For so I am commanded. And Aaron and his sons did all the things which Jehovah commanded by Moses. And it came to pass on the 8th day that Moses called Aaron and his sons, and the elders of Israel. And he said unto Aaron, Take thee a calf of the herd for a sin offering, and a ram for a burnt offering without blemish, and offer them before Jehovah. And unto the children of Israel thou shalt speak, saying, Take ye a he-goat for a sin offering, and a calf and a lamb both a year old, without blemish, for a burnt offering, and an ox and a ram for peace offerings, to sacrifice before Jehovah, and a meal offering mingled with oil, for today Jehovah appeareth unto you. And they brought that which Moses commanded before the tent of meeting, and all the congregation drew near, and stood before Jehovah. And Moses said, This is the thing which Jehovah commanded that ye should do, and the glory of Jehovah shall appear unto you. And Moses said unto Aaron, Draw near unto the altar, and offer thy sin offering and thy burnt offering, and make atonement for thyself and for the people, and offer the oblation of the people, and make atonement for them, as Jehovah commanded. So Aaron drew near unto the altar, and slew the calf of the sin offering, which was for himself. And the sons of Aaron presented the blood unto him, and he dipped his finger in the blood, and put it upon the horns of the altar, and poured out the blood at the base of the altar. But the fat and the kidneys and the caul from the liver of the sin offering he burnt upon the altar, as Jehovah commanded Moses. And the flesh and the skin he burnt with fire without the camp. And he slew the burnt offering. And Aaron's sons delivered unto him the blood, and he sprinkled it upon the altar round about. And they delivered the burnt offering unto him, piece by piece, and the head, and he burnt them upon the altar. And he washed the inwards and the legs, and burnt them upon the burnt offering on the altar. And he presented the people's oblation, and took the goat of the sin offering, which was for the people, and slew it, and offered it for sin as the first. And he presented the burnt offering, and offered it according to the ordinance. And he presented the meal offering, and filled his hand therefrom, and burnt it upon the altar besides the burnt offerings of the morning. He slew also the ox and the ram, the sacrifice of peace offerings, which was for the people, and Aaron's sons delivered unto him the blood, which he sprinkled upon the altar round about. And the fat of the ox and of the ram, the fat tail, that which covereth the inwards and the kidneys, and the caul of the liver. And they put the fat upon the breast, and he burnt the fat upon the altar. And the breast and the right thigh Aaron waved for a wave offering before Jehovah, as Moses commanded. And Aaron lifted up his hands toward the people, and blessed them. And he came down from offering the sin offering, and the burnt offering, and the peace offerings. And Moses and Aaron went into the tent of meeting, and came out, and blessed the people. And the glory of Jehovah appeared unto all the people. And there came forth fire from before Jehovah, and consumed upon the altar the burnt offering and the fat. And when all the people saw it, they shouted and fell on their faces.